Hello, hello, this is Angela with Dogwood Paper Arts, and we're back today to work on the paper sack journal. Now, mine is a small size, as you can see. It measures 3 inches by, well, 3 by 8. So, you know, it's a good long size, checkbook style. But now we're going to look at some variations that we can do. I had these bags, and I thought, well, we could make a sack out of a book out of these. They measure 8.5, some, or 8.5 by 5 1/4. 8.5 by 5 1/4. Now, what would we have to do to fix these up to make a journal? So let's take a look. We would have to take out the handles, or would we? Could we use the handles on the back? No, let's take off the handles. So if we look inside our bag here, we're going to have a little place where they're hot glued in, and it's just a little strip of paper in here. You might want to take the whole thing out if you can. If you can't, then don't work on it. Don't tear it. Now, you can see here that these sacks that you get from the dollar store, excuse me, from one of those stores, will often have to be fixed because they tear very easy. Now, we saw that on mine as well, and we fixed it with a piece of washi tape. But a lot of times they do tear, so consider that and think about what you're going to put on them. Now, I have some other tape I could use on this one, since it's a brown paper bag style, and I think maybe we'll try that right here. And I'll just tear off a piece. It'll get covered up with the paper anyway. And I'm just going to apply it here, fold it over, and that will fix that part of the bag for now, until we get it covered. So the other thing you'll have to check for on these bags, after you tear them apart, is where the seams are. I have to get this other handle off. Oh, we could save that for a purse. Do 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 do. That sounds more like the Wizard of Oz, where she's riding the bicycle and she's got the dog in the basket. That sounds like that. Okay, so the other thing you might have to fix on these is seam lines, which are here on this bag. And then let's go look at the bottom part here. Now, we want to try and open this without making it look like that. So that is another problem that could happen with these cheaper bags. So we can fix that. It'll be okay. Oh boy, it's a tearing kind. So, scissors doctor. The scissor doctor is in. Okay, so we're going to take this piece here to fix it, and we're going to fold it back inside of itself and glue that down. So let's do that first, so that we can kind of fix this a little bit. Got lots of tears in it. It's, you know, it's a lot cheaper bag. That's okay. That doesn't mean it won't work. Just means that we gotta make it better. So we're just going to press that down on the inside there. get our paper towel because we don't want glue all over everything. And press it down good. And then press this piece back over it to close it up. And there we have fixed that part of the bag. Because this is our opening, so we want to keep it looking fairly nice if we can. We don't know yet what we can and can't do with it. Oh no, look, I closed the whole hole up. This has to get folded, my friends, down underneath. There we go. Oh, I'm so sorry I did that. Okay, we want this really crazy cute shape for our bag. Gonna have to find my bigger scissors. As you know, I'm a big scissor user. Oh, big scissors, where have you gone? Don't know where they... Oh, there they are. Okay, so then we're going to cut it off right here. That becomes a little pocket. Now we could have left that part out there if we wanted a bigger pocket. Okay. So we still have to fix this back part a little bit. And it looks like it's going to tear right there. But we've gotten this far with it. Let's put an insert in here to start with, and let's see what we can come up with to heal this bag's future. Heal, heal, heal. So we need a wall back here, don't we? So I'm just going to take another junk piece and use it because I can. So I'm going to fold it directly in half. And all we're trying to do is make this back wall here so that we can glue a piece of paper to it. Just going to cut that off. Okay, and now I'm just going to bring in some glue. So this is variations and fixes that we're doing today. So let's put that back there. Right about there. And tuck this inside. And we want that to be the top of the bag, so we want it to be as straight as this edge as possible. Okay. Now we've fixed the back of the bag. This piece will get fixed with whatever we use to cover this piece, and that will make this wonderful little piece here. And this will get glued down to here. So now remember, wherever this folds over, this line of the bag is going to get glued to the top. So let's open up our bag. And it helps if you can kind of get your light down in there a little bit. And you're going to close that piece up. Look for any glue that gets inside the bag. You can do that with your hand. Now these bags do, they have a very soft inside. So a lot of times your glue will absorb right into that to begin with. And so it makes it a little difficult sometimes. Sometimes a second coat of glue has to be applied because the first one gets absorbed into the paper so quickly that it just dries there really fast. So then when you do your second coat of glue, it creates a barrier in that paper. Now you will want to let these softer sacks dry quite well. We're not going to do that. And then come inside here and you can see where it opens up just a little bit. Go ahead and put some glue in there. And the reason you want to do that is so when you push something inside, you're not getting caught up in this little piece at the beginning. And, you know, you could put it inside in the bag if you wanted. I would go with something more of a lightweight paper since you're doing a heavier weight on the outside here. Okay. Now I'm debating, does this one need a little bit of reinforcement? I don't know. I think we'll just use paper on it. I do want to trim this up a little bit right here. I'll trim it going this direction. Okay. Now we want to go in here and we're going to glue all this down. And this. Just like so. And that will glue this little piece down right here for you. Won't glue the inside of it, just the outside, just so you have a little tucking place for your envelope, for your whatever you're going to stick inside this larger size bag. An envelope actually would be great. It could be a letter holder. Perhaps you have special letters you want to keep from somebody, a pen pal or something like that. And then you could use that. Okay. Coming up here. Clean that off a little bit. Okay, so we've rebuilt most of the walls except for this one right here. Now, we could rebuild that one. Right now it's a little bit soft. So I'm going to give it some time to dry a little bit. But we could use another piece of bag to create our wall there, but it's going to be awful difficult. So I think our best bet would be to use paper on the outside. Okay, so that was a lot of preparation for that one. I should have had this one done. It's really glued at the base. Oh, we made it. Yay! Yay us! Okay, let's clip this off first. And then let's open that. And cut that. That. If you want, you can stick this underneath to make it, to reinforce that piece so it's stronger, or you can just cut it off and make it stronger with your paper you're going to use. And that's what I'm going to do. Or, you know, whatever you want to do with it. You do you. You do you. Woo-hoo-hoo. That's what Winnie the Pooh would say. Woo-hoo-hoo. Or would that be owl? I don't know. I'm trimming off that little extra piece right there. Okay, so there we've got a nice little bag out of this one. So go ahead and come down to the bottom and pull your handles out. Now that might be where we'll have our problem on this one. We'll see. There's a lot of glue inside of that one. Go ahead and pull the extra handle paper out. They are in there. Pretty darn tight. Okay. Whew, got that part back. Okay, let's glue this part down. So I'm sticking my glue in there and I'm just coming up the line on that inside fold. And if it looks like I hit my bag in there, I'll go in with my hand and clean that up. Because we don't want to glue our letter holder closed or whatever we're going to put in there. Excuse me. Let's see, that one absorbed the glue really fast. Just going to go in there and hold it for a minute. Okay, that looks pretty good. That looks good. I'm going to glue this one in a little bit. And I think to extra hold that flap in there, I'm going to just go ahead and glue that down and make it a little bit tighter. And then we'll glue this part. Okay, so we have those two done. And that is our opening that way, unless you want the pockets both on the outside. And this is our hinge, where we're going to hinge. So now let's look at this kind of party bag. If they're glossy, they're going to be a little harder to glue. If this glue doesn't work, then you'll want to try the Fabri-Tac. The Fabri-Tac's not going to eat the liquid, put too much liquid into it because it's made with acetone. Where this one might wrinkle it pretty good, the acetone will not. Let me get some of this picked up and out of the way. Okay, now I know using these bags in the past for Valentine's things, they do tear very easy anywhere along the lines. So that'll be the nice part about gluing this part down, is we won't have those lines to worry about. And this is, I think this is the style bag I had questions about. So we're going to try and answer those questions. So we're going to cut that one off right there. Then we'll go back in and see if we can open it up. Is this the type bag, Maureen, that you were talking about? I kind of suspect it might be. I had some green ones, but I think I took them to Teen Challenge this year. Finally got rid of them because I didn't find them in my sack drawer up there. Now that doesn't mean they're not over there in another box. It just means, now if you want a big deep pocket, leave this flap and then you'll have a pocket that goes clear down to here. That's up to you. I'm going to cut it off. and just use that shape to help me make a pocket. And if this is all misshapen, you'll straighten that out with the paper you put over this part, okay? So once again, we look in here and we go ahead. Oh, look at that. That's what I'm telling you about these bags, is they are taped a lot of times along the edge. And this one definitely is taped. So check your tape lines and stuff. And go ahead, and we're going to glue that whole flap down right there. We'll really glue this one. And then go ahead and check in here and make sure you didn't get any glue in the zone. In the zone for the tag, for the journal card. And then we're going to glue this part down once again. There. And here. So I hope you don't mind seeing a size variation today. We're not going to make the whole thing with these other bags. Just the first couple of pages with them to take a look at what we can do with them when they're all different and weird. I'm not going to save those little handles. You could if you wanted to save them to put on your journal. But I'm not going to. Okay, so see the warping you get with this kind of glue? That is what you get. So there we go. Now I'm going to once again glue this piece down. And it's just adding strength to the closure piece here. To the flap. It's not for any other reason, really. It just adds strength and kind of keeps this piece closed right here. Not this, but this flap. It just helps. So there's that one. Now let's see if we can do this one. Cut that part off. And then we'll open it up this way and that way. And cut that piece open. And this piece. Make those arms like we did yesterday. There's the arms of the doll, but we're not making a doll. There we go. Okay, let's go in and look at this piece again. Yep, you can see that it tears all the way up. So go ahead and glue that top flap all the way. I was going to use the other glue this time, but I forgot. So we're just going to stick with it this way. And then we're going to glue this one. So Maureen, we want to check if these are dollar store bags. These are dollar store ones. To see if the glue sticks. Their glue. The side of the bag might rip open. But just go with fixing it. It's simple, simple, simple. Put the glue down and wish it. Wish, wish, wish. Sort of like if you were running some sled dogs across the snow. Wish, wish, wish. Is that what they say? I don't know. I've never been to Alaska. Oh, woe is me. No Alaska trip. No Alaska, no Hawaii. Oh, wine, wine, wine. Well, oh, someday. Someday Alaska, someday Hawaii. Someday New York. And you can see that smished right there, but the inside of this is fairly straight, so when we make this outside paper here, that's going to cover that really nicely. Okay, so now we have those two. Oh no, we don't glue that down yet. We have to glue this down. Right in here. And this all just makes the bag a little bit stronger. Makes it, except mail into it or whatever you're going to put in there. Journal cards. And I'm gluing pretty fast, guys. You might want to do a little better job than I'm doing. And you might not want to glue your mat up like I'm doing. Sheesh, Ange. Okay. Now, there we go. Now, if you have a dollar store bag like this, maybe you want to keep your color and you don't want to cover it. So I wouldn't use this kind of glue. I would use the Fabri-Tac on it because it will look better. This looks very wrinkly, and even putting paper on it now might not work. Okay. So let's have a look at what I have here. I have, oh, I do have some red somewhere. Where is it? I don't know where it is. That's all Tim Holtz. Oh, no. That won't work. Nope. What's that? Nope. Nope. Oh. It's very warm in here today. Yes, hang on. Let me get some paper. Maybe we can use some pink out of here to do this part. What do you think? That might go okay. Ooh, I love the green. There's a nice pink that could go on the inside. Oh, I do have some Valentine paper right here. Where is it? Oh, yes. Looky here, my friends. I think I might have it. That's a pink. So is that. So is that. Ruby Tuesday. No. Tuesday mornings. Ruby Tuesday was a restaurant. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's a nice one. What's that? Let's use that. It's got some pretty sparkles on it. And we've got pink that we can also use, but I do kind of like this. So let's figure out where we're going to cut this piece of paper to make this slide in right here. And we're going to bring it down to about here. So we'll cut it up there. And we need 2 of those, so I'll just cut all the way across. I'll cut it just a little longer than I need. And Do 2 make it? Almost. Man, that is so close. If we want to make them the same, you don't have to. No reason they have to be the same. Yeah, just when I discovered Tuesday morning was around here, I didn't even know it. But people were talking about it, and I had no idea that we had a Tuesday morning. Now, I'm going to have to slip it in this way to trace that. And the reason for that is so that it will match up with these seams very well. Okay, let's see. Now we want it to be right at the top here, and we don't want it to have this little wrinkle in it. So be sure that it actually fits. And it actually doesn't, so I need to trim it. Just a tiny, tiny, minute little bit, like this, I believe. Throw that away, you don't need to keep that. There we go. Slip this in so that it just comes to the top. Now, if it's crooked, which they probably are, because none of these things like envelopes and sacks are straight. I don't suspect they ever thought crafters were going to be using them like we do. Make your pencil line. Like so. Let's hope I can see it now. We're going to cut our opening. Oh, pretty, huh? Pretty, pretty. Now you might want to be inking yours. I'm not inking right now. Okay, so we're going to glue this onto there, like so. Going to try and match it up as best as we can, and if we have a hangover, we need to take care of it. So we'll clip that little hangover off. Okay, now I am going to use Fabri-Tac this time because I can see that it is terribly wrinkly. I wrinkled it all up just because. And I made it a little longer than this, so I actually should have put my glue right along here instead of along that line. Okay, I want to line up the bottom so it's straight as we can get it along the bottom. And you can see I'm off a little bit. It's okay, we can fix everything. See, I'm going to fix it right now. And that will cut open the bag. We'll fix that too. But I like the way that looks a little bit better if it were straight. Still not straight, but it's good enough. Okay, so this piece right here, we can fix with washi tape. We can fix with a hinge we put out just to the side of this bag a little bit. I think that's what we'll do. I'll make a hinge there, and that will make it a different kind of pocket. Now, my hinge is not long enough, by the way. So you would stick your hinge all the way out to the edge and see if you like it. And if you do, you can leave it. If you don't, remove it right away before the glue dries. It's okay with me. Then, of course, you'll have to make a hinge on the other side because you have one over there. So I'll bring that right to the edge of my bag. And I probably should have trimmed right here a little bit because it is sticking out quite a bit there. Okay, so now we need to do something in here, and that's where that pretty pink paper is going to come in. We're going to go ahead and use that in there. And it's just for the inside of the bag. So there to there, I think. There. To right about there. We'll see if it fits. Might not. What are you getting caught up on? The side of the bag. And there we go. So let's go ahead and put this little piece in. There. Okay. So let's do our other bag. And on this one, where's our little piece? Here it is. Let's see if it fits inside. You can tell it's not going to. Yeah, unfortunately, when you go to do this piece, you have to consider that this one has to be a little bit smaller because it's got to go inside of this pocket. So there we go. Erase the lines. Now I need to clip this one a little bit. I need to clip it over here a little bit. I won't over clip it. And glue. So you're going to treat the other bag the same way. We don't need to go ahead and do the other bag. I'm mostly working on this size because I think this might be what Maureen is asking her question about, is this size bag. Now you could do, like I said before, you could do washi tape along this edge. I don't really mind that extra white sticking out there, but not my favorite either. Okay, and the inside, which is with this one. I'm going to make it slightly smaller. See if it fits. And it does. You don't have to glue the whole thing down because you're only inserting your stuff from the top. If you're inserting your papers from the bottom, then you would want to have to glue the whole thing down. But since I'm not, there we go. Okay, now we need a hinge under here, and you decide if you want your bags to go this way or this way and have a full back, that kind of thing. Okay, so let's do our hinge really quick. I have this, so we're going to use it for our hinge this time. And I'm going to cut it good size. And then we're going to fold it in half. Now, it's probably easier to score these, but I'm trying to hurry because I'm running out of time. Can't find my bone folder, so I'll use this stitch. This, oh Robin, what's this called? It irons down your fabric. Oh, there's my thing right there. Okay, and we're going to cut it off right about here. We're going to insert this in here. Now this one I'm not making a whole lot smaller, shorter here. I'm going to go ahead and put it in about like that. You do want it even. And that was why I originally did my 1/4, my 3/4 inch. You do kind of want it even there. Okay. Put that side down. Ooh, look at that, slide around on that glossy surface. There. Then let's go here. And you could just put them on the outside, I suppose. Oh, look at that one. I had it glued right there on the edge. We'll go ahead and insert that. And then you want to line your bags up so that they're both even on the bottom. So you can see that one I kind of messed up there. Just by being in a hurry with it. Keep lining up our bags as that settles down into a glue hold. Okay. Then you'll want to go to the inside and do the same. And now we're going to talk about the big variation. Is the paper. How do we get our paper in here to go inside and fit? Well, this is what I would do, Maureen. I would go ahead and it's going to waste some paper. So you choose whether or not you want to do this, but this is how I would do it. I would go ahead and make it as wide, just, well, maybe, yeah, as wide as the bag, because our outside cover might be a little bit bigger. And I'm going to cut 2 pieces of paper at a time. Oh, I can't. To cut 2, I have to fold it over. So this is going to end up with the fold in it, but I don't want to keep the fold in it. Or I have to get out my bigger cutter. Okay. Going to cut that. I tried not to crease that too bad. But this is what I would do. I would take it and on one side, I would fold it over just a bit here on the edge, like so. Can you see that okay? Fold it over on the edge. If you want your pages to come all the way down. And then I would take this piece and measure it against that one. And I would fold it over this way. Then I would go ahead and glue this one down. Like so. And flip it over and glue this one down. Like so. And this is going to give you a full page width of journaling paper. And I'll show you that right here. So that is, oh, it's still too long. Okay, so then I guess what I would do if it's still too long, you can fold it so it meets it perfectly. I guess then I would either fold this up and make a little stronger area or a little tiny tuck. I think for me I would make it into, just strengthen it up a little bit because it is quite floppy. Not sloppy, but floppy. So I think I would just give it the additional security. And same way here. I would do that here. And then if you have bigger sections, you could actually make pockets down here. If you made this piece smaller up here and this longer, then you could put your pockets in down here, and I think that would also be a very cool effect. So there we go. That is how I would do it, Maureen. I would, you know, I probably wouldn't do anything to these edges until I'm sure all my sacks and everything is even, because I'll cut this off. But because I have reinforced this now, I can go ahead and cut that off if I need to make everybody match up. But that is how I would make my pages so that my journal is nice and large. If you want, you can cut the bag down to size so that it fits. Even my paper doesn't fit evenly on these bags. You can see that here. Are you out there? I thought I heard my husband standing out there. You can see mine don't come all the way down. I'm going to put an addition on the ends of mine that are colorful. So let's see what we would do here. Maybe we want to put a shorter pocket in. So let's fold that and then fold this up like so. And we'll give this side a little tiny V-cut. Not much. Just a tiny one. So that when it goes over the edge, like so, like this. Then we can bring this one up and fold it. Like so. Like that. Let's flip it over and do the other side. Like so. Line up this edge first, and then come and grab that edge. And then you have a little pocket here made with your 8.5 or your, what is it, 14-inch paper, or 8.5 by 14 or whatever it is. So there is that pocket, this one. And then, you know, like I said, you could go this way. Like so. Let's cut that. I don't want to put a great big crease in it. Oh, I might as well. Looks like I'm going to crease it anyway. This is going to be off a little bit. Because I don't have it creased. And of course you want to save your coffee dyed paper because a lot of work goes into those. So what you want to do on these then is you're just going to do a little piece here. Now you could hinge these with some tape by going this way. So this is how you make your pages fit any one of these journals. Any one, every one. So you line these guys up, and you can put washi tape on it, or you can use something like this, packing tape. I put it down fast because I didn't want to ruin it, but I did. I did ruin it. I got off. See, it's wider here than there. That wasn't really what I wanted. Okay. You do have to tape both sides, otherwise your tape will adhere in the wrong places when you're trying to get it situated. So now we have this page, or maybe these are going to be on the inside of your journal, in which case you want to measure them from the inside because you'll see now they stick out. Then you're going to want to fold this one where they fold. And I did get it a little bit crooked, so I might want to try and fold that just a little slightly differently. And if you're putting it on the inside, you'll want to build it from the inside out. So then I would bring this pocket up a little bit further because I already know I need to trim that. And then I would fold it over and bring this one up a little bit further. And then I would go ahead and give this its pocket. We can come back in later and put something on the outside of it if we want to decorate it. There and there. And now you don't have to use packing tape. Use your washi tape. Use your clear packing tape if you want. What other kind of tape? Just regular tape. If you use painter's tape, make sure you bring glue along, because painter tape's meant to come off like a washi tape. So really, washi tape should be also glued. So there we are. See, it's too long. But it's too long on the pieces that I've already reinforced, so I can cut those off. And this one actually got too long out here. So, you know, you want to measure as you go, each piece, each side. Or just don't make those long pockets until you're all done with the journal. So there you go. And then on the inside here, I would make a very nice journaling card. Perhaps we would use, I don't know, there's a really nice gray. Oh, there's some roses. Oh, there's a nice gray. I love this one. So I think I would probably use this. And then, gosh, how wide is that? We decided once before, didn't we? It is almost 6 inches wide. So I think what I would do is go ahead and slice a piece off of this. This is just me. This is what I would do. Then I would give it a good crease along that middle now. Then I would insert it in here where I want it to be. And then I would mark it off at the end of my bag. Oh dear, where is it? Where'd it go? Or was it on this side? Oh my gosh, I can't even see my line. There it is. Okay, I see it now. It's below that jar. I would cut that off, save that. Good piece of a primer there. And I think that I would probably go ahead and turn this into a little booklet. If I made it a little smaller, it could be a booklet. There. Oh yeah, look at that. I think I would turn that into a little booklet with, you know, a couple pages in it, 2 or 3 pages. And then that would give you extra journaling in this journal. So that's how I would do it. And you could put a tab up here. You could put little tabs on each one, so they're graduating tabs. But I would do these the exact same way as I did this one. The exact same way, everything. And the paper would be the same. I would extend it if I wanted to extend it, shorten it, make pockets. And I can do the same over here, but my idea on this one is I want to add some little tabs out here. So I'm leaving it like that. Okay? So that, my friends, is the variations and the fixes for bags that break. Like this one did. We have some really great fixes on it. It's ready to go. And I definitely, if you're using the glossy bags, go to the Fabri-Tac because it's not going to wrinkle it all up and leave it messy looking like the glue does. Although you can see that it's actually dried quite well, but it's got like staining in it or something. I don't know if you can see that, but it does. Okay, we are over 1 hour, my friends, so I need to let you get out of here, and I need to get out of here. And yes, go for it. There's a lot of variations, but those are some of the variations that I would do. And some of the fixes. Now this fix I don't like. I like having a bigger pocket here, choice, but I don't like this. So I would probably cover this with a washi tape, a pretty washi tape that matches the red. I know I have one, so I'll probably do that to it. Okay, now I've got more journals to make. So these will go in the what's on my desk basket or in the what's in my box basket, and they will become makes for another day. So, or if you have another question, please ask and we'll use our examples, or we'll use this one to tell you how I would do it. You can do it any way you see fit, and that is the good way. And like, you know, Maureen gave me ideas for this, so and that's why I wanted to go ahead and do a video on it, was so that we could look together at what fixes we might have to make. And you can see it would be quite easy. So, okay. Well, thank you for joining me today, and I will talk to each of you tomorrow. Bye.